What's up, Rock Camp? My name's Lyndi. I'm going to be teaching you some guitar stuff. So, first things first, you got to make sure you got your amp on. So, I got my amp right here, and I made sure that it's plugged in. It's got power. We're good with there. Every amp's going to be a little bit different, but they're all going to have the same basic stuff. You're going to have a power switch. My power switch is right here. When I turn it on, lights up. You got volume. Most amps will have what's called like an EQ. So that'll be like it'll say treble, bass. Usually there's a mid, or it'll be like bass, mid, high. Don't worry too much about those, just beginning. You can just put them like right in the middle and you'll be perfect, good to go. And then you always want, so you got your cable, right? And there should be a spot on your amp that says input. That's where your cable's gonna go. So you wanna make sure your amp's turned off before you plug it in, or else it'll make a horrible noise. So plug that in, and then get your other end and plug it into your guitar. And a little trick when you're plugging it into your guitar that's especially useful when you play standing up is if you put your cable through your guitar strap like I just did. So like I brought it in the back and then I plugged it in. Helps your cable not get in the way so you don't step on it, pull it out, that kind of stuff. Alright, so now I got my guitar all plugged in. We're all good to go there, so I'm going to turn my amp on. We're going to check volume, right? So like when you're just practicing, you don't need it to be super loud, you just need to be able to hear it. So I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. That's probably pretty good. Yeah, you just don't need it like super loud. Hold on. Cool. Yeah, it doesn't need to be super loud, just need to be able to hear it. And if it's too loud, then your ears are gonna get tired and you're not gonna want to play your guitar. So, yeah. Couple things about your guitar is like these things right here. You got your two knobs. Some guitars have more than two. Most of them just have two. Your top one's gonna be your volume. So I recommend turning your volume up all the way. So if I went like that, I got no volume. If I turn it this way, cool. And this one is it's a tone knob. Don't need to worry too much about your tone knob. It just changes the way your guitar sounds a little bit. So I always keep mine just turned up all the way. And then if I want to change the way my guitar sounds, then I can change like pedals and fancy stuff, you know. It's not a big deal. Just easiest to keep this up all the way, keep your volume up all the way. Use your amp to change your volume. And then there's this thing on every guitar. It's called a toggle switch. It's not super important for what you're going to be doing, but basically it just changes where your sound's coming from on your guitar. I typically keep mine either all the way down or all the way up, but you can mess with it, see what you like to sound the best. These little things right here, those are your tuning keys. So that's what you're going to use when you tune your guitar up, which is what we're going to do next. So each note, or each string on your guitar, these are your strings, right? Each individual string has a specific note that it should be tuned to so you can play your chords. So this string right here that's closest to me up on top, it should be tuned to an E. I've got a little tuner right here. If you see right there how this is red, I want that right in the middle. So I'm gonna turn this turned it too far. See, now it's yellow. Bring it back. If my tuner wants to work. Boom. Get it right in the middle. Alright, so that string, first one, closest to you, is supposed to be an E. Your next one is going to be an A. Mine's already in tune. So you got E, A, and then it's going to go D. Okay, so we got E, A, D. Now we're going to go, this one should be a G. Mine's a little out of tune, so I'm going to turn it just barely. When you're tuning your guitar, you don't have to turn it very far. You just barely turn it a little bit. We'll do a lot. So we got E, A, D, G. Now we're going to go to this next string is going to be a B. Mine's already there. And then your last string is going to be another E. Okay, mine's already there as well. So now my guitar's in tune. Really important that you tune your guitar. It just makes your music sound better. So always try to tune your guitar. If you don't have a tuner like this or a really fancy pedal tuner, you can download like free apps on your phone. Just needs to be able to hear the note on your guitar. So we got our guitar on, we got all tuned up. Let's do a warm-up. There's a really easy warm-up. I've always called them spider exercises. So we're gonna number our fingers. This is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna pick a spot on our guitar. So something about your guitar is you got these like little squares right here, right? Each of these squares is called a fret. And we call them by numbers. So this first square right here, that's your first fret. That's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up your guitar. You just go like that. So for these spider exercises, you can pick whichever fret you want to start on, but just stay on that one. When you pick it as a start, that's going to be your number 1. So for the sake of it being easy, we're just going to put 1 on 1. So the first one that you're going to do is you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you go next string. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can go back up, and you want to keep it still 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the way back up. Okay, so with your spider exercises, what you do is you mix it up. So we just did 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's like the easiest one to do. So now you can try like do 1, 3, 2, 4. 1, 3, 2, 4. Going all the way down, keeping the same pattern. Go back up, same pattern. Okay, so if you do like, you can do those for as long as you want to. You can just do a couple of them, but just mix it up. So like, start out with your 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it easy on your fingers. And maybe like a 4, 3, 2, 1. It's an easy one to do. You can do 1, 2, 4, 3. Just mix it up and try a couple different ones, and that gets your fingers used to moving around on your guitar a little bit, which will just warm up your hands, and it'll make your fingers be used to playing the strings, so that when you start playing songs, your fingers are used to the way it feels. So yeah, cool. That's easy warm-up. Nice and easy, important to do. You can do it for a long time, you can do it for a couple minutes. It's up to you. So, we're all plugged in, We're all warmed up, we're all tuned up. So let's talk about some notes on your guitar. So like when we tuned our guitar, we talked about how each string has a note name. Well, each fret also has a note name. So like in music, it's called a half step. So one fret is a half step, and that's like complex theory that you don't need to worry about. But if you're trying to find a note, you can just go, so we know this one's an E when we tuned it. So if we go halfway up from E, and if you've ever seen a piano, you got like your white keys and your black keys, right? Example, my messy piano. But from white key to the next black key, that's a half step. That's the same as going from one fret to the next fret. So we got E, goes next up to F, F sharp, G, G sharp. So sharps and flats, those are like the halfway point in between notes. And yeah, so it's just like if I wanted to play a G, but I wanted to go up a little bit, but I didn't want to go all the way up to A, I can go halfway in between. It's called a G sharp or an A flat. Again, don't need to worry too much about sharps and flats, okay? So, yeah, and then there's with your notes on any musical instrument, there's the musical alphabet. Your musical alphabet goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then starts over the next A. So you're never gonna have like a L note. That doesn't exist in music, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just A through G. So for the rock camp song, we're gonna need 3 notes. And the cool thing about a guitar is you can find each of these notes in like a ton of different places on the guitar. So I'm just gonna teach you the easiest ones. So easiest would be on one string. So one string, we're gonna need 3 notes. We're gonna need E, A, and B. So if we were to just do that all on one string, our E would be our open. So that's just, you don't press anything, you just play the string, right? Just like that. Like that, there's our E. Okay, and then we need an A. Your A is gonna be on your 5th fret. So if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put my finger on that string, on the 5th fret, and play just that one string, that's gonna be my A. Now for my B, I'm gonna be on my 7th fret. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put my finger right there. Boom. There's my A. My B. Sorry, that's my B. So we got E, A, and B. 0, 5, and 7. That's if you're playing it on one string, okay? You can also have A as your 2nd string on 0. So if you were to go E, A, then you can play your B on your 2nd fret of your A string. But, yeah, so you can play either way, whichever one works better for your fingers. If it's easier for you to remember 0, 0, 2, do that. If it's easier for you to keep it on one fret, do 0, 5, and 7. Okay? So those are just individual notes. You can also play a chord. And so if you feel like those individual notes are really easy and you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can try playing the full chord. So for your E, what you're going to do is you're going to have your 0 still on that 1st string. And then you're going to go 2 here and 2 here. So it's 0, 2, 2. And you're just going to play those notes. You can even do just 0, 2. Or if you want to do that, do that. Okay, so that's our E. If you want to play an A chord, the easiest way to do it is what we call a power chord. Power chords are awesome. They're like a cheater. Training wheels. It's what they use in most rock music. And blues uses a lot of power chords too. But power chords are just easy versions of the chords, right? So for an A, we're going to find that A note on our E string again. That's the 5th fret, right? And then on our A string, we're going to put a finger on the 7th fret. And that's just a simple basic power chord, just those 2 strings right there. If you're feeling fancy, you can add another finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. So now you have so that's the power chord shape. So there's a simple version, and there's add your extra finger for if you're feeling like it, if you're feeling like challenging yourself. Okay? And then you're gonna keep that same shape. So that shape, you can play that anywhere on your guitar on the first 2 strings. And it's chord. That's your chord. It just depends on which fret you play it on as to what note it is. So that's your A power chord. So if you want to play your B power chord, you're going to keep the same shape. You're going to find that B on your E string. So we're going to go up to our 7th fret. That's where B is on 7. And we're going to keep that same shape. So this finger's going to go on 9. And that's going to be your B. Or you can add this finger too, and it's still going to be a B. Boom. Alright, camp song. First note is going to be an E. So that's your open string. Or if you're playing your chord, it's your 0, 2, 2. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to play that. It's going to go 4 times for the intro of the song. So it's going to go 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4. That's your intro, okay? So it's 4 times of playing E. Your verse is going to be the exact same as your intro. It's going to be 4 times of playing E, so the same thing. So it's hit a rock, king and roll, making some noise, taking control. Okay, that's your verse. Nice and simple. So you just count 4 times. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So if you notice, I'm playing it and then I'm counting 2, 3, 4. So in music, that's called a measure. And in this song, each measure gets 4 counts. So I'm playing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So that's just helping me stay in time. And when you have like your drummer and your bass player, everybody else in your band, they'll help you with that too. So now your intro and your verse, each one gets 4 measures. So that's 4 times that you play your E note each time. So you got 8 E notes. That's your beginning of the song. Okay, then we got a chorus. That's our A. So if you're playing just the note, that's going to be your 5th fret. Or if you feel like it's easier, it's going to be your 2nd string. Whichever one's easier to you. I'm going to play the 5th fret. We're going to keep it on 1 string. Keep it simple. So for that, you're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to do it for 3 measures this time instead of 4. And then on your 4th measure, you're going to move to your B note. So that's going to be your 7th fret of your E string or your 2nd fret of your A string, whichever one's easier for you to play. So that one's going to be like, just like that. So that's 2 measures on B. So you get 3 measures on A. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. And then you move up to your B. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go back to our E. And verse 2 is the exact same as verse 1. So it's the 4 measures of your E, and you're playing it like. Okay? And then we have another chorus. This is the exact same as the first time. So it's gonna go. We build each other up, not tear each other down. We build each other up. Then we're gonna switch to our B. Not tear each other down. Okay? And then after your second chorus, we got a part where it's called roll call. That's where you say all the band's names. So that note for roll call is just A. So your 5th fret, right? So it's gonna be band 1, band 2, right? And we go through all the bands on that one. And it's just like when you're playing your E on your intro. You just do the 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you get through all your bands. Once you got through all your bands, you can play a chorus again. So you're staying on that A note. So it's gonna go back to the build each other up, not tear each other down. We build each other up. Now switch, not tear each other down. Then we got another verse. So that's back to your E note, back to your open. And verse 3 is the same as verse 1 and 2. It's just 4 measures each time. So it's just a 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. And then you play your chorus again. And after your chorus, you're going to have what we call big finish. Okay? Big finish is going to be an E. So it's going to be just like the intro. There's not going to be singing. All your instruments are just going to be going. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then after you do that 4 times, so you get through it 4 times, you do big finish. Big finish is just like, do whatever you want. You have a lot of fun with it, you know? So we're doing the outro. We got 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Big finish. Have fun with it. Do whatever you want. And then boom, end on your E note. So yeah, that's the camp song. Let's try playing through it together, maybe. We'll see how that goes. Okay. And don't be too bothered if you can't keep up with it. It's okay, cause it's your first time trying it. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Here we go, the chorus. Now we're going to change to that B note. Back to your E. One more time. I was wrong too much. Back to the chorus. Switch to your B note. Roll call. Back to the chorus. Switch to that B. Back to your E. Back to your chorus. Big finish. Cool. That's the camp song. Yeah. Awesome.